Hi, I'm Chris Montoya and I sell houses, and this is Wayne at the Mage Tower, and Wayne sells entertainment, man. Wayne, how are you?
Pretty good, how are you?
I'm good. So, this is a unique store to Canyon City. How long have you guys been here?
2.5 months.
2.5 months, and do you want to tell us a little bit about what you do here?
So we are a nerd store. We have everything that has to do with gaming. We do computers, consoles, VR. If you can think about it as far as like anything that you could put on a table that's a game, we're gonna have it. We have some chess sets coming in. We do a game called Crocodile where it's like shuffleboard. You flick little pucks. We do Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, board games, as you can see from the front of our store, and tabletop war games. 40K, Legion, Star Wars Legion.
And I think how I happened across you guys is because you have that Magic stuff, and my son really enjoys that. But it seems like kids today really like Magic, and you offer something to the community. How late are you guys open?
Our hours are 10 to 10, 7 days a week, but the close time is a suggestion. Typically, we have people gaming and playing in here till midnight or later. The reason being is, when you're sitting there playing a game, having a good time, you don't want to be just like stopped in the middle and kicked out. Yeah. I grew up as a gamer myself, and I know what it's like. And people spend money to be here, and as long as everybody's having a good time, we stay open.
That's awesome. So it's just another great thing for the youth of Canyon City, and not always the youth either. You have a range of people that you.
Yep.
What's the range that you see age-wise?
We've had. My daughters are in here all the time, so I have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old, so they're in here and they play a little bit of games. It's a little bit more difficult with them. As far as customers that come in, we get kids of all ages. That's where we get. We have kids that are 5 that come in, but they're with their parents, and they might like dabble with some games with them. But we also have D&D sessions on Sunday, and there's a couple that come in, and I don't know his age exactly, and I don't want to,
I get you.
But he's an older man. He's probably in his 70s, and he comes and plays. He's played D&D his whole life. We play games like that.
So and that's the interesting thing about like how games have changed so much and stayed the same. D&D has been the same forever, and honestly, that's a generational game at this point. People have been playing Dungeons and Dragons and built dungeons and mazes and everything for as long as can remember as a kid. And then you have video games you can pop in. And what's the video game you guys have over there that's always available that you can just kind of pop in and play if you felt like it?
So we have a common area. That's with just a couch and a TV, and it's just got a Switch on it. And the Switch, it's mostly party games. It's got the Smash Bros. If you've ever played Smash Bros. On any of the Nintendo systems, and it's got Mario Kart on it. We don't put a lot of games on it, but it's more just for like your buddies to come sit down and play. You can play with 8 people at once on one. So it's a good time. Yeah, for
sure. And you also sell Magic cards, and you sell gaming systems. And so what got you into gaming, if you don't mind me asking? Has just kind of always been a part of your life?
So I started gaming whenever I was in middle school. As far as card games, getting into the Magic the Gathering. It just so happens that someone my mom was dating was into Magic. He taught it to me, and then it stuck. Kind of as a joke. It's considered cardboard crap.
Magic is one of those games that if you get into, you're into it. You totally. Yeah, it's immersive.
So what happens is you get the itch, you buy the cards, you enjoy the competitiveness, and you just kind of always want more. You buy packs, you buy boxes, you trade cards. It's a really good community of Magic players. You spend a lot of your time socializing. It's mostly a social event. You're not doing it just to some people play as competitive they possibly can because some people can make a living off of playing card games. Yeah. But it's just something to do with your friends that you could play with any number of people. Yeah,
and actually because I used to play a lot of poker. Yeah. And so there's a massive transfer for people who are professional Magic the Gathering card players that have transferred into poker because some of that intellectual idea, it works very similar.
Oh yeah, it's extremely competitive as far as that. Like
very competitive, math oriented, and there's just so much skill to it.
Yeah.
My son beat the tar out. He's like, "Hey, let's play Magic," and he showed me, and I was like, "Oh, we're just," and just crushed me. It wasn't close.
Pretty much as soon as you learn to read, you can learn to play the game, because that's at the point where you're learning to read, and you can identify words, and you can start doing math a little bit.
Yeah.
So like you can start learning to play. I mean, I've been smashed by so many kids that are like 8 years old. Like little 8-year-old kids understand the game better than adults nowadays when you're learning.
Because their brains are wired. It's an open wiring system, and they're like, oh, I figured this thing out, and then they crush, and there's room to grow with it. I mean, like you said, there's professional Magic players. Yep,
and that's why it's like that's why we're here. So I would say that we've already taught probably 15 new players, and they've reoccurring people, probably 10, like that have actually come in, bought Magic cards, and continue to play. So, I can't really give like the baseline of age, but I mean, as soon as you can read, it's a good thing to do with your kids.
Yeah.
You can sit down for 30 minutes and you play a game and you're having fun.
And it's a unique offering, right? Really, what you guys offer is something so unique. I mean, Canyon City's notorious for our outdoor activities. We have climbing, we have mountain biking, we have all the river rafting, we have all this stuff. But, catering to a segment of the community that's really like, hey, I enjoy camaraderie, and I enjoy being with people, and I enjoy learning. It's that different group. Not everybody's cookie cutter that has to be on the football team. And not to mention, if you're on the football team, you may really still enjoy the heck out of this.
I did sports my whole life. I was very athletic. I don't look so much nowadays, but after having 3 kids over my lifetime and just working, But I was in soccer, track, cross country, all that, and a game store legit kept me out of trouble.
Yeah.
It did. Over everything else, game store saved me from being probably a terrible human being.
And you know what? And it's community. That's the cool thing, is it's community.
Yep.
That's what I love. So since we're kind of talking about it, what brought you here?
So we moved here for family. My wife's family was living here. I'm from Texas originally, but we fell in love with Colorado from visiting a few times. Our intention was not really to move here; it was just a vacation. I mean, I know Texas people come here all the time.
Yeah.
There's like a big thing about Texas people being here, but
I love it.
We've been here. We've lived here for about 3 years, and we were living in Guffey, and we kind of missed socializing. We lived out in COVID in Guffey, and so now we're just hoping, we were just hoping to open up a game store in Canyon, because there wasn't a lot of stuff for kids to do. And computers and whatnot, the kids can sit here and play games, and parents can go have a dinner and see a movie, and it's a safe place for people to be. Yeah,
I love the camaraderie. Hey, we're actually at the part of the show where you get to ask me one question.
Okay. So we do, have you played D&D before?
I have. As a kid, I played D&D twice. I grew up in a really small town, and there wasn't tons and tons of opportunity like there is in Canyon City. But I really enjoyed it the couple of times I played. I thought it was really fun.
Yeah.
And it's just not exactly what you thought it would be. Like when you hear D&D and you don't know what it is, you have this expectation. And really what it is kind of getting together. And I think it causes a lot of creativity.
Yeah, definitely.
I really love that aspect of it, because you really, really have to use your brain.
Right.
And then I never had somebody who was a really fantastic dungeon master. And
yeah.
I think there's so much skill to it, it's hard to quantify.
Well, we have a slew of dungeon masters here. Like this city has a huge D&D community. So we play every Sunday. So 2 to 5 is for kids and for new people. So if you would like to get back into it, come join us. And then at 6 o'clock till close, the suggested close, then come and play.
Right on. Hey, so last but not least, where are you located?
We're located on Main Street, 428 Main Street, right next to the Chamber of Commerce, and
Awesome. Hey, brother, I really appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Chris Montoya, who is gonna sell your house? He'll find you one. Who is sold another one? Chris Montoya.